You're always so shocked when I do my audio clap. Why is that? Okay, no comment. So hi, welcome to part 2 of me trying to replace my bad phone habits with better habits, including habits that foster creativity. So the clips that I opened with are from last week. On Thursday, which was kind of when I started this process, before I filmed me sitting down and talking about the 12 steps. So yeah, on Thursday, I met up with a friend at a bookstore/bar in my hometown. Oh, I met up with my friend Allie, and she's a writer also. So the two of us sat and kind of wrote together and hung out for a bit. I had a glass of wine, and then I came home and I had therapy. And then Friday, I spent the entire day filming and editing part 1. Saturday, Sunday were kind of lazy days, if I'm being honest. Oh, also Sunday night, I went to go see The Devil Wears Prada 2 with my brother. It was pretty good. I had a good time. And then Monday, I spent the entire day at home. I went outside and read for a little bit, and I also spent some time talking to the bees in my garden. There's a old Celtic tradition of talking to the bees to tell them what's going on in your life, which I think is really sweet. Other than that, it was a pretty uneventful day. Today is May 5th. It is astronomical Beltane opposed to Gregorian Beltane, or Beeltana. So I am going to be spending the day doing some witchy shit. I wear the same jewelry almost every day, and so I've been meaning to charm my jewelry to kind of give myself like certain energies that I want to carry with me every day. I'm thinking of giving my frog ring some creativity vibes. I'm thinking of giving my favorite ring, which is this big bulgy one. I'm thinking of giving that a prosperity opening doors charm. And then my heart-shaped locket, I'm going to give a charm towards my relationship, something about bringing us closer to our happily ever after together as a couple. So I'm going to work on that today. And I also haven't kind of decorated or cleaned my altar in a bit. I've been really slacking in my practice, so that's also one of my things that I'm going to do today. And then after all of that, I have work at 3 p.m., and that'll probably be what I do for the rest of the day because I get home at around 8:30. But for now, I just made my breakfast. I made myself a really yummy matcha. I really like my matcha very strong and not very sweet. Eventually, I'm going to start making myself simple syrups because it's something I learned how to do in college. And I think it'll be really fun to make like an Earl Grey simple syrup or a lavender simple syrup. But for now, we're keeping it simple. And then for breakfast, I have my Greek yogurt with strawberry jam, honey, and granola. I get very anxious about the amount of sugar that I consume in a day. It's an OCD thing. I really like Greek yogurt for breakfast because I tend to crave sweet things in the morning. And Greek yogurt with honey and jam is something sweet that I can eat but doesn't make me feel like I'm eating pure sugar for breakfast. And then for lunch, I probably will be having leftover Wendy's. Alright, so I'm going to show you some clips from my day, and I will hopefully see you on Wednesday. I've got huge plans for Wednesday, so I'm excited for you to see what happens next.
to them, and everyone was getting in, but you can't swim, and all the waves were crashing.
I'm gonna try it, and I don't think that I'm gonna like it, but I was drawn to it for some reason, so I'm excited.
Don't you believe
I do like it.
anything?
Not like anything that I've ever heard before.
No, I don't.
So tell me what you thought about the movie that we just saw, Two Women.
We walked out of the movie, and I was like, so that movie made me feel nothing. However, it also sparked me feeling crazy existential at the same time, but it wasn't because of the movie itself, if that makes sense. It was like the negative space that the movie left is what made me think about everything existential.
So, surprise, mid-video new mic. So, funny story, after I posted video number 1, my best friend Linnea texted me and said, the mic and camera make it feel like an old camcorder video in a really cozy way. And here's the thing, I intentionally am using a shitty camera, but the poor quality of my last microphone was not intentional. I realized I probably needed to invest in a better quality mic. But yeah, I hope the microphone quality is better now. I hope it's more enjoyable, more understandable. The fuzziness of the last mic really did bother me. Also, for a video that is currently only 8 minutes long, it is insane that it took me an entire month to get this video done. It was supposed to be so low maintenance, and I think just because I was really worried about the formatting of the video, I was procrastinating a whole lot and didn't really get it done. So that's why there's so much random clips, because there was so much more content to include than I had anticipated. So it is May 26th, and I am probably going to end the video in a little bit. So I want to read you my anti-phone action plan that I created for myself, and then I will close the video on a little Ithaca vlog. I included a clip previously of me creating my anti-phone action plan. It is 7 steps. I probably will add more later. These are just the ones that came to mind now. The first one, which was something I had discussed in the last video, was deleting the trigger apps. So Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, YouTube, all of those apps that have a scrollable quality. The most frustrating part of this step has been that in order to sign into my Google account on any other device, I have to re-download the YouTube app to verify the device, which is such a flawed concept. And YouTube says that they have a send a code to text option. It's blocked for me for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because my phone number isn't verified or something. So I have had to re-download YouTube in the last month probably 4 times, and it is so frustrating because every time I re-download the app, I kind of backslide into these habits of scrolling through YouTube. When you open the YouTube app, it automatically opens to the shorts page. Why is that? I don't intentionally go on YouTube for the shorts. I don't know why they suggest it to me, but it makes it so much harder to prevent that backsliding behavior. But I have deleted all of my other trigger apps, and I've been doing really well because whenever I want to access those apps, I can go on my computer, and because my computer is such a shitty format, it really limits me to the amount of time I'm spending doom scrolling. So that is 1 check mark. Then I had my brother block Instagram and Reddit on Safari with a passcode, like a parent lock. So if I were to try to go to Instagram, it would tell me that it is a blocked app, and I would have to have my brother sign in with his passcode in order to get onto it. And this has helped me immensely because when I first deleted all of my trigger apps, I was still able to access them on Safari, and it caused me to doom scroll just as much as I had been on the physical app. So that is another check mark. honestly, checking these off is super satisfying. So then my third step was to swap phone cravings with analog hobbies. And this is still an in-process step. I think I'm still struggling with it a little bit, but I am going to share with you the things that I wrote down to do instead of being on my phone. I wrote practicing guitar, working on my novel, working on my homestead binder, reading, researching or practicing witchcraft, learning German, walking knocks, yoga, meditation, or crafting. I think I could do better with this step, so I'm going to continue to work on it, but I am really excited to do this more often. Next step is spending 1 hour per day outside, and I have been kind of failing with this step. I'm going to work harder on it. I'm just noticing that my day goes better when I am going outside, feeling the sunshine. I'm trying to remind myself that being out in nature is humans' natural state. So when I'm locking myself indoors, it is hurting me. The next one is I think a schedule helps me a lot as a person. So I'm setting aside 1 day per week for future moves, which are just things that will benefit my career in the long run. I have a step about identifying triggering situations. I think this is a physical list that I'm going to write down at some point. I think boredom is a big one, especially when I'm at work. If there's no customers in the store, what am I going to do but go on my phone? I've tried to swap it with reading. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Another one would be being out in public and having no one to talk to. And this is less of a boredom thing as it is an awkwardness thing. When you're at a social situation and you have no one actively to talk to, you kind of turn to your phone in order to seem busy. I think maybe being on my phone before bed, being on my phone as soon as I wake up, these are also triggering situations, things that cause me to get stuck on the phone. And then the last step I've written down is acknowledging when you backslide ASAP and reminding yourself about why it's so bad. And this would just be looking back at the 12-step process, reminding myself that I am hurting myself and others, and reminding myself that I don't feel good when I am stuck on my phone like this. All right, and that is going to be it for my action plan as of right now. I may in the future update on how this is going, but I'm really excited to commit myself to this. So last week I went up to Ithaca for my cousin's graduation from Cornell, and I had a really good time. I had never gotten to really explore the whole town before. I'd been there once before in the fall, but because I was there for a whole weekend, me and my brother got to see a lot of the really cool areas. I'm going to end the video here with a vlog from Ithaca. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in the next video.
Searching for something embarrassing to share about me, and I heard the laughter fill the room as you made sure I was nowhere to be seen. That's why I'm the one to blame. Everything I hate. No. Make a list of all the things you hate about me. I promise I can make one longer about you. Suddenly I can't count the reasons you should stay, and I hope I never see you again.
I love dandelions. I think they're misconstrued. I think we really fucked up when we decided that they were weeds.